Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Let's see what the game gives me today, and we've got the Vagabond. Okay, so Vagabond obviously cannot equip two of the same weapon. So for a random run, it's going to be somewhat difficult because obviously we can't have 6 of the same weapon by randomizing it. So what I'm going to do is buy the first 6 weapons that we see when we're playing the Vagabond in order to have 6 random weapons for this character. So let's random our first weapon, and we've got the Plank. Plank is a pretty tough weapon for this character that makes us more likely to find melee weapons, and it's going to potentially give us more explosive and elemental weapons, but it does at least have 2 weapon tags. So with the Vagabond bonus, when we have weapons with different tags, we get all of them no matter how many tags we have. So this is going to make sure that as we get higher level weapons, we have bonus elemental damage, we have bonus explosive damage, no matter what other weapons we actually find. Vagabond can't use Harvesting or Luck effectively. Luck and Harvesting modifiers are reduced by 50%. However, when you find Harvesting in the first shop on the Vagabond, I think it's still worth taking. Even at only 2 Harvesting, this is still going to give us a decent amount of additional bonuses over the course of the run. So the extra Harvesting here is worth grabbing even at half value. Harvesting is just that good. This is actually a great find for our first 2 sets of additional weapons. Taser adds the support weapon tag, so that's going to give us more harvesting. Obviously, again, we get that at half value, but when we're getting 25 harvesting for free, even when it's halved, the additional harvesting and extra money that we get from that is going to be great. And then Torch gives us the primitive weapon tag, which is going to be a lot of extra HP. Notice, of course, that even though we have 3 different weapons, all of our weapons are giving us their class bonuses as though we had 3 of the same weapon. Boiling water does give us elemental damage, and it looks like we're going to be an elemental damage build, so I could lock this, but I think I'm going to hold out for economy items early on. But I will take Scared Sausage, since we are working with elemental damage as our weapon type. The Scared Sausage is going to help a lot, and it lets us maybe build constructs or other things like that. Rock adds yet another new weapon tag for us, so we're going to buy the Rock. I don't have to buy the Torch here because it's not one of the weapons that it's not a new weapon for us, but I am going to upgrade my Torch anyways because upgrading it is going to be pretty useful. The blunt weapon tag is nice as well. This gives us armor and more maximum health, so very solid defensive weapon tag. What I'm hoping to roll into is either an ethereal weapon or an unarmed weapon for a ton of dodge. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with the tags that we rolled into here. Oh, wow, okay, we got musical from loot. That's a really nice one as well. Again, only half value from luck, but still pretty good. I'll lock the taser also, because upgrading our taser could be pretty useful. The loot is not going to do a lot by itself for us, but the musical tag is a good way to get a decent amount of luck without spending a lot of money on it for this character. So the extra 12.5 luck will help out a lot, in my opinion. I'm feeling fairly fortunate with the weapons that we've rolled into here, actually. So overall, I'd say we could have done a lot worse out of this. I could take the level 2 dodge here. We are losing dodge because the Vagabond starts with negative dodge. You start with minus 5% dodge. So I could just buy dodge in the hopes that we find an ethereal weapon or an unarmed weapon to get a bunch of extra dodge. That's what you are usually hoping for with the Vagabond. I think I'm going to roll here, and I will take... I'm torn. I could take 2.5 luck. Luck is less good to grab early at half value than harvesting. I could also take 3 movement speed because our movement speed is highly negative, or I could take elemental damage so that we do more damage. I think I'm just going to focus on damage in the very early game. I'll buy the loot, which gives us a bunch of extra luck, so now we've got 10 luck, which is pretty nice. And I will also take the taser. I'll lock Corrupted Shard, just a very good item, and then I'm going to re-roll here and see if we can get another weapon. I'll lock both of these just to upgrade our weapons. Upgrading the loot maybe isn't even worth it, though, since this weapon scales with our luck, which will always be low, so it's never going to do that much damage. I think getting it to level 2 is nice, so I'm going to do that. But I probably won't work too hard on upgrading it further. Still haven't found our 6th weapon, but that will come in time. The loot, oh yeah, upgrading the loot, of course, also upgrades the debuff. So it's very much worth upgrading, because if I bonk an enemy with it, it still increases the damage that they're taking. That extra damage isn't just from the loot, so loot's just a very good weapon here, actually. I'm going to take the armor. This character starts with negative armor, so we want to improve that as much as we can. And then attack speed's going to be very important as well. But I think I can do better here. I'm going to do 1 reroll. And here I'll take 3 regeneration so we can start getting our healing going. Go ahead and buy the plank here and the loot. Upgrade that. So now enemies are going to take up to 50% extra damage. I guess we don't need to get it past level 2 because we're not going to hit the same enemy more than 5 times with this loot. Maybe some elites. So we'll upgrade it if it's easy to, but won't if it's not. This is not a great roll, the shotgun here, for our 6th weapon. It does give us plus a bunch of range with the gun weapon tag, so we get 50 extra range, which is nice for the taser, but mostly there's a lot of items I would much rather have had than this shotgun here. It will help us apply Scared Sausage, so it does have that going for it, but I would really have liked a weapon that gave us a more defensive attribute. I really like the design of the Vagabond, by the way. I think it's just a really fun character. I feel like the downsides and upsides balance well. So, I've always enjoyed this character. I do like that we debuff the lamprey there with our loot, and then the burning damage does extra damage, so we get a bunch of extra kill power against it. Where is the other curse alien? Unfortunately, the other curse alien spawned off-screen for me, so I wasn't able to pick it up. I'll take the charcoal here. We only lose 1 harvesting, and this increases the damage of a lot of our weapons quite significantly. And then, do I just take 4 melee damage here? So our weapons scale off of... Rock scales off of melee, torch scales off of both, taser's elemental, plank is both, loot is luck mostly, but also melee, and then the shotgun will be range, so a bit of an eclectic set of scaling. I think I'm going to take 6% speed here, because I really want to upgrade my move speed as quickly as I can. Take the shotgun and the jelly. Baby elephant will pass on because our luck is never going to get that high. And then we're going to roll here. This very early celery tea could be moderately useful because it is quite early to get it on wave 5. It's going to cost us a lot of money next wave, but I think wave 5, the wave 4 shop, this is kind of the latest I want to buy celery tea. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. Lock a metal plate because, of course, we need to boost our armor. And then I'll do a reroll here to see if we can level any of our weapons. Unfortunately, no. Dynamite only currently affects the plank, but plank is one of the weapons that's doing some of the most damage for us. I think I'm going to pass on both the dynamite and the garden, though, and focus more on stats that improve all our weapons. And the garden, while it's decent healing, we don't have any bonus consumable healing or anything yet, so we'll need to get more of that before I really care about the garden. And I think this character has to stay pretty focused on improving its clear speed and defenses in the early game, especially because we have a lot of work to do to repair the deficits that the Vagabond comes with. We have to make sure that we're getting additional armor and dodge, and repairing our movement speed because we bought all... Oh no, the stupid thing buffed the loot alien. That sucks. We were just about to kill it, and then it got the buff and doubled its HP. It feels really bad there. And then we only managed to kill 1 tree because I spent so long hitting the loot alien. I guess it did have the celery tea bonus health, so it was going to take forever to kill it anyways, but I think we'd have gotten it if it hadn't gotten the buff. Because loot increases incoming damage to it by 50%, so that more or less counteracts the celery tea buff. Feather here, we would lose 3% XP gain. Ranged damage is mostly irrelevant, but does help our shotgun. I'm going to pick up the feather because I do want to start building dodge eventually. Let's go ahead and roll here because I think we can do better. And we'll take 2 more elemental damage, roll 1 more time, and 3 more regen is great. We'll take a metal plate. I will upgrade the shotgun to level 2. Just increasing the damage of the shotgun a little bit seems pretty good. And then I'm going to roll. Nothing here that I want, so let's just go to the next wave. I wouldn't mind, because we got this early scared sausage, I wouldn't mind constructs that will help apply the fire. That would be pretty nice. Also, really badly need some attack speed. Our weapon set is all slow attacking weapons that all want us to scale our attack speed quite heavily, and we haven't done any of that yet. I'm still salty about that loot alien. Some of the pufferfish are going to be dying to melee damage and some to range damage because we have a combination of all of them. Here, I'm going to... I could just take 5 attack speed because I do really want attack speed. I think we can get a level 2 upgrade, though. Let's roll here. Yeah, I'll take 4 regen. That's great. Even though we have celery tea, I'm still going to buy the scar. I'll buy the shotgun. I will take landmines because this can help apply the scared sausage burning across the map, so that's pretty useful. And then for 12, I'm going to take the book. We get a free reroll here, so it saves us some money. The engineering is moderately useful for the landmines, but mostly this is an extra item in case we happen to find fairy. It's just a level 1 item that we don't have yet. Small fish with a curse is incredible. Very, very happy there, so we're going to grab that, of course. And we will take a leveled up rock also. Baby elephant and goat skull I'm still going to pass on. Let's roll. And I will take defective steroids. I think I'll grab energy bracelet as well. The crit chance isn't amazing for this character, but not terrible either. And we're mostly an elemental damage build, so even though we lose 2 range damage for our shotgun, the increased elemental damage helps out a lot. Defective steroids I want to grab, even though it costs me attack speed, just because HP and melee damage, both good for the character as well. It is a little hard to figure out sort of how to build this character, since it's got just such an odd mix of weapons, but I think we're making the right choices to lean into the scared sausage and elemental damage aspects of the build. That's going to give us the most clear speed, especially once I start getting, maybe if we find Pocket Factory, we get a couple more constructs, another scared sausage, anything else that can help just sort of splash fire across the map. That'll be very useful for the character as well. I do like this one because I've been kind of a little disappointed in some of our rolls with the random runs so far, because I feel like we've been getting pretty normal rolls for these characters, just weapons that do what they're supposed to do, what the character wants to do, and are not that exciting. So it's nice to get a build that's just weird, that we have to sort of figure out how to make it work. Cog here, I think I'd still want to recycle it. Even though 4 engineering does help the landmines, minus 4% damage is quite painful when we have 0 damage, so I'm gonna go ahead and recycle that. I'll take the melee damage here, I think, just to boost our clear speed a little bit, and then I could take 5 harvesting. That would take our harvesting up to the point where it's growing by 1 per wave instead of half a harvesting per wave. But you don't want to invest too much in harvesting on this character. You want to get as much harvesting as you sort of can for free, but you don't really want to spend money improving your harvesting. I could take dodge here. I could also roll for attack speed or armor or regeneration, any of which would be good. But I think we could just start building up dodge. That's fine. Grab the coupon, and then we'll buy both of these, and then roll. A bag, of course, is going to be great, as is whistle, so we're very happy with both of those. The claw tree, how much do I want to boost my crit chance? So torch crits for 1.5, taser's double, which is nice, plank is double, loot's 1.5, shotgun's double, and rock's 1.5. So crit chance has less impact for this character, but the weapons that are doing the most damage for us are the plank and the taser, or will be the plank and the taser in general, so those both have 2x crit chance. I think I'm going to pass on the claw tree, though. I think it's very close, but I don't think it's worth spending money on crit chance and 1 melee damage when neither of those are sort of at full impact for this character. Whistle, of course, we're going to grab, though, because more loot aliens is good. We're probably not going to have the damage because we're a fire damage build or an elemental damage build, and those often suffer for single target damage. So we're probably not going to have the damage to kill elites, at least until later in the run. So I'm going to focus on defensive stats and regeneration at this point. We're going to try to get more armor especially, and then hopefully we can stack dodge as well. I will say getting the loot here does increase our single target damage a lot over long fights, because it just boosts the amount of damage that we do to certain enemies so massively. Especially if I get some attack speed to stack up the debuff a little faster, then the loot will actually have been a great find. I wasn't sure that this would be a good weapon for the character, but I already did this once in this random series. You should never underestimate loot. This weapon's just so ridiculously strong. It's good no matter the circumstance. I'm gonna roll here. I think I could take either of these higher level upgrades, but I think we can do better. And yeah, let's take 9 dodge. Bone Dice. I do have 0% damage, so Bone Dice is a little more tempting because we have so little damage. And we have 50 HP. I think I'm gonna grab it. I might regret this, but because we have 0% damage, I really want to invest in anything that gives me percentage damage, so the Bone Dice is one way we can potentially get that. We'll grab the Taser here, of course. Upgrading that will increase our damage output as well, because it makes it have more shots. And do I care about padding? 3 max HP plus few from materials. I think I'm going to pass on the padding. I don't think this character really wants to spend 80 on max HP at this point. We will grab the plant, lock the head injury, and lock the dangerous bunny as well, and then go to wave 9. 0 upgrades from the Bone Dice, by the way. Just for those keeping track at home. Bone Dice, still not useful currently. Maybe if you're much luckier than I am. I'd really like a turret, a snake, in order to spread this fire a little further would be nice, but our clear speed, while pretty poor, is adequate to get us decent income. So I'm not too upset about where we're at in terms of clear speed. We'll definitely need to improve it, though, in the next couple waves, because our damage output is going to quickly stop keeping up as the higher health enemies appear. And the Horde wave, we don't have a lot of AoE damage right now. The plank does some, but we don't have a lot of ways to clear lots of enemies. So the upcoming Horde wave is something I'm also a little concerned about. I will say our defenses are pretty good at this point, though, so that goal we've managed to come closer to achieving. I've got to take the move speed. We just can't afford to have a negative move speed. And then here I'm going to build dodge over 5 luck, because I want to get to dodge cap sooner. Incendiary turret, that's a nice one. We do have the 1 engineering, so this will help with our clear speed elsewhere on the map. We're going to go ahead and buy all of these and then roll. If only I could take the fireball, that would actually be really nice as well. Definitely don't want candle. Let's roll here. We will take lumberjack shirt for sure. Do I want decomposing flesh? How often am I going to be life-stealing? We've got shotgun and taser, which are both pretty good for lifesteal, but -5 attack speed, which is obviously very bad for lifesteal. I think I'm going to pass on both the alien tongue and the decomposing flesh. I think there's just more important things that we need at this point. Warrior helmet I'll take, and triangle of power I will take as well. Yes, we're probably going to take a bunch of hits, but this character just badly needs both armor and percentage damage. So triangle of power will help us out a lot, especially at the beginning of waves, to clear enemies fast and start actually making some money. Incendiary turret, as you can see, it's a pretty nice item, Incendiary turret, because even for a character with not much engineering, it provides a decent amount of wave clear for smaller enemies, so you can spend your time focusing down the higher health enemies, and the Incendiary turret can just help out dealing damage. So we're going to get a decent amount of extra wave clear off of it, which I really like. Incendiary turret, I think, is an item that's often underrated. You can buy this even on non-engineering builds, and it helps out with your clear speed if you get it early enough. And can really improve those characters' economies, especially if you're a character that's struggling for damage output like this one is. We're taking a lot of hits here, so the triangle of power bonus is going to be bad for us, but once we have a little more damage, we should start taking fewer hits, and especially if I can get some attack speed, that would be huge. Here, I'm going to take the 9 max HP. No, I'll take 3 elemental damage. I just want more damage, and I've got to take attack speed. The 4 regen or the 3 armor would both be incredible as well, but -5 attack speed is just too painful for this character. We're going to buy the warrior helmet and the triangle and then roll a level 4 rock. So I can upgrade my rock here. I think I will do that. I'll take the metal first, lock this rock, and then reroll. Don't need the whetstone. Level 3 taser, that lets us get a level 4 taser, which is pretty nice. And then, do I want to do one more reroll? Nah, we've got 2 items locked, so let's just go to the next wave. Alright, that was a pretty good set of shops for us. We managed to find some weapon upgrades, which is nice. We've also managed to find some attack speed finally, so we're in a little bit better shape there. I obviously need like 50% more attack speed, so we're definitely not out of the woods yet for finding the stats we need, but the last couple shops and level ups have been very good to me. So far, I've taken 0 hits for Triangle of Power, so we're still getting the full bonus. I think people get a little too afraid about Triangle. The main downside of Triangle is that you can't use Bloody Hand, so we took our first hit there. And if you take like a lot of hits, then it's going to eventually stop giving you the damage bonus. But for most characters, unless you have a damage over time item, if you take enough hits that you actually lose the full damage bonus from Triangle before the wave is almost over, you were just going to die in that wave anyways. So the Triangle of Power damage penalty just doesn't matter there. I'll take the Ice Cube, and then do I want 7 crit chance? That is a way to increase our damage output, but I think we can do better. I'll take 4 regen here. That's perfect. Go ahead and sell this rock and buy an upgraded rock. We'll buy a taser. Energy bracelet I'll take as well, and warrior helmet, of course. And then we're going to roll here. Take a beanie. That's excellent also. Do one more reroll. Ooh, nice. Okay, well, I'm very happy with all of these items, so let's lock the whole thing and see if we can survive a Horde wave. This is a level where the Triangle of Power is probably going to be not an advantage the entire way through, because as a Horde wave, we're likely to take a bunch of hits. But even if it helps us clear out the Horde for the first, like, 40 seconds, and then slows us down in the last 20 seconds, then we're still happy that we have it, because that's just more additional enemy kills that we can get. We also do have a decent amount of dodge, which helps with protecting ourselves with Triangle of Power as well. I'm going to try to navigate this and just kind of stay away from enemies. I did manage to break one of the blobfish in such a way that it spawned 4 lampreys, so we took a bunch of hits there. You can see that the Triangle of Power damage is the Triangle of Power is lowering our damage at this point, but we made more money this wave than we would have without it. So let me just check the Triangle of Power. So we're down to 0% damage because we took a bunch of hits there. So you can see that Triangle cost me damage in this at the end of the wave. But for the start of the wave, we made additional money. So because I took 16 hits, so I lost 32% damage. I'll take the metal plate here, and we'll grab some armor, and then 15 attack speed's amazing. Obviously, very, very happy with that. The goat skull I'm going to buy first, because this gives us +1 curse, and the mouse. And then, do I want warrior helmet or energy bracelet more next? I think I'll take the energy bracelet. We'll reroll one more time, and I'll take the mushroom, but lock both of these items, because they can both be very useful to us also. Go to the next wave here. Did immediately take a hit there, so letting my Triangle of Power down. One way to think of Triangle of Power that helps is you can think of it as a, like, reverse Wisdom. Wisdom decreases your damage at the start of the wave and increases it later in the wave. And typically, that's not a good trade, because the start of the wave is when you need the most damage to be able to kill Elite. Triangle of Power increases your damage at the start of the wave and decreases it nearer the end of the wave, if you take enough hits that it actually costs you damage at all. And typically, that's a good trade, because it lets you burst down the most important enemies, in particular Elites, right from the beginning of the wave. This build is somewhat poorly set up to use it, of course, because we're a fire build, so enemies die slowly over time. Did manage to kill that loot alien right at the end. That's nice. Grab the coffee here. Lost Duck. I'm gonna do I'm going to recycle this. We need all the elemental damage we can get, so I'm recycling the Lost Duck. We'll take the Penguin, reroll here. Don't really care about that harvesting. Let's roll one more time, and we'll take 2 armor. That's great. Then we're going to buy some more armor and some more other stats as well. Goblet does cost me 3 regen, but we will get a lot of healing out of the Goblet, so I'm going to grab that. I'll take Alien Eyes. Our HP is good, so the Alien Eyes are going to do a bunch of damage, and they can set things on fire with our Scared Sausage. I will reroll here for 14. We'll take a Sharp Bullet. That does increase the piercing of our Taser, which is the item that we care about there. Crystal, I will buy as well. Increasing our attack speed is really important. Obviously, this makes taking hits even worse, because if we have Triangle of Power and Crystal, then we're losing 2% damage and resetting our Crystal bonus every time we get hit. But both of those items also make us much better at not getting hit. So, very happy to have them. And they are, in fact, a combo. Since they both want you to play the same way, they reinforce each other's playstyle. Just gonna try to kill those cursed walruses before they get together for a reunion tour. Definitely need to increase my attack speed further, but the crystal will for sure help with that. I also want to boost my dodge more, because right now I'm taking a few more hits than I'd like. Here I'm going to reroll. I think we can get a higher level upgrade, and yeah, we'll take 2% or 6% dodge, level 2 dodge. Do I want 12% damage, 9 speed, 4 regen? Any of these would be really nice. I'm going to take the speed. Currently, our move speed is terrible. I really want to boost it before we fight an elite. And then let's buy the crystal and the alien eyes, leave the sharp bullet locked, and then roll. And do I want Terrified Onion? I kind of do. Getting to 15% move speed makes us so much better at dodging the elite's attacks. I say as I immediately walk into the elite twice. Sometimes you're just bad. This is a very difficult elite for this character. I don't think we have the damage to focus it down, so I'm just going to try to evade it. And unfortunately, the triangle is going to be bad in this spot as well, so... In part because I instantly took a bunch of hits there, but in part also because this elite is just very difficult to not take damage against. Trying to avoid most of the enemies here. And let's go ahead and kill that curse alien. I was hoping for a different elite because this one's pretty tough to fight. But I think we'll make it through here. I guess I'll take another bone dice when we've got one already, even this late. If it's like 5% damage, our percent damage is still super low, so improving our percent damage is nice here. We'll take the sharp bullet. I am going to roll past all of this stuff. I'll take feather here. Each point of dodge makes each future point of dodge better. So the more dodge we have, the better each point of additional dodge is. It's also true with armor. The more armor we have, the better each point of dodge is as well, because the two multiply together. So we are buying as much defensive stats as we can in order to make our character just more defensible overall. Crown, unfortunately, we're going to have to pass on, but I will take a level 3 loot. So, do I want boiling water first or loot first? I think I want the loot first. And then I'll lock the boiling water and roll. I will lock a fish hook. Actually, I'm going to lock this entire shop. The alien baby, the 10% bonus HP on enemies is pretty dangerous, but we have fish hook. We'd be very happy if we got the alien baby cursed. Let's see if I can get another miracle fishhook run where we get the like 1 in 450 chance or whatever that was of fishhook cursing all 4 items in the shop. Actually, it would be even lower this time than on my apprentice run, because we don't have a pity bonus this time. That was such an insane roll when one non-cursed fishhook cursed all 4 items in the shop. Killing these curse aliens as much as we can, because we do want to increase our curse. I also do want to kill the mini-bosses, but I'm taking a bunch of hits here. I walked too close to them and took a little bit of extra damage. I'll take the dynamite, and because the explosive damage from our... and we'll take regen. The explosive damage from our plank is still doing a decent amount of damage, so I do want to boost that with the dynamite. Taser, as you can see, is our most damaging weapon, which might surprise you, but Taser is actually not bad for damage when you level it up, because it fires 4 projectiles, so it does a decent amount of extra damage. Take the Cursed Fish Hook and Poisonous Tonic and Boiling Water. I'll leave the Alien Baby locked, because we now have 2 fish hooks, so we can get a bunch of extra curses. And then any of these I would buy if they got cursed, so we're going to lock the entire shop. Again, we're going to be avoiding the elite here, I think. I don't think we have the damage. Actually, maybe if I stack up the loot debuff on it. Yeah, I think we can actually kill this, because the loot debuff just increases our damage to the elite so much. Even as I slowly lose damage to Triangle of Power, we should be able to slowly pick this elite apart. Gotta wait for the 3... It's a pattern of 3 attacks. Okay, I need to back off a bit. Wait for my regen to kick in just a little. Ideally, I won't hit every enemy here. Alright, I'm walking into too many enemies, so unfortunately I think we're going to have to give up on killing the elite because I just took too much damage. I dodged really badly in this fight. And it is hard for us to kill other enemies at the same time as we focus the elite with this build, because we just don't have the AoE damage, so... Sadly, had to give up on the elite kill, but wanted to actually survive this wave. We'll take the gambling token here, and then more armor. And then, okay, we got 3 items cursed, but now we have a much higher chance of getting items cursed, so it's less exciting. But a cursed torch, that's going to be a pretty big boost to our damage. Cursed incendiary turret and Cyclops worm, also huge. I'm not going to buy Alien Baby when it's not cursed, so we're just going to reroll here. I'll take the landmines and lock insanity and the metal to see if we can get those items cursed. Cursed torch should be a lot of extra damage, so that might let us kill the bosses, maybe. Go ahead and kill that loot alien, and then the cursed mini-boss. I don't know if we have the damage to kill this thing, even with our torch doing a little bit of extra. Elemental builds do have the problem, burning elemental builds in particular have the problem in the Abyss, that enemies just have so much HP, and there's a kind of a cap on how much damage your burning damage attacks can do, because they deal it over time. So the amount of damage they can do is sort of constrained just by how much, by how many seconds there are in the wave. So even if you have quite high burning damage, it still will be very difficult for you to kill those really high health enemies. And that makes these burning weapons a little bit worse in the Abyss than they are in the Crash Zone, because enemies just have more health. We're going to buy all of these items, of course, and then roll. And I'll take a Blood Leech here as well. I'm a little light on regen, so I do want some more regen, and I don't really care about losing harvesting. Unfortunately, this means I can't lock anything for our fish hooks, but we should be okay there. So you can see here, I did take that hit and lose the crystal bonus. Up to that point, we were clearing the wave quite effectively because we actually had the attack speed and the bonus damage from the triangle. Once I took a hit, though, and the crystal bonus went away, we started immediately not being able to clear the wave quickly. So you can really see visually demonstrated there the importance of attack speed and the importance of not taking hits if you have crystal, so you can actually stack it. Because you got to see immediately we stopped being able to kill all the enemies. I'm running into the middle of all these enemies there to kill that loot alien so that we can try to get the most HP possible. We'll take a feather as well, going up to 42 dodge. I could just take 12 damage. I could also roll for a defensive stat here because we are not going to be able to kill the bosses, probably, so buying damage at this point isn't that useful. So I'm going to roll for a more defensive stat. We'll take the HP, or we'll take the armor here, then roll one more time, and crit chance, elemental damage. Let's roll again. Wow, we are really not getting... I was really hoping for a dodge upgrade there. Maybe I should have just been rolling even more, because we are going into wave 20. Maybe I should have just rolled for a dodge upgrade. And spent any amount of money in order to get that. Cursed coupon, obviously, still not going to be useful at this point. Unfortunate, but we're going to roll past it. And I'll take the medal here. That's great. Alien worm, we have no consumable heal, but adding more regeneration and HP, I think, is still going to be good. So I'm going to buy the alien worm here. We won't get that many consumables on this wave because there's fewer enemies. So we won't be... The lowered consumable heal won't be as painful as it would be on other waves. All right. So we're going to have to try to survive this wave. We're probably not able to kill the elites, or kill the bosses. I'll test my damage out on the whale boss here, because if I could kill it, it would make living a lot easier. But it really looks like we aren't going to be able to, so while I will kind of run around and bonk them occasionally, because once we stack up the loot debuff, they will start taking extra damage, so there is that. But every time I take a hit, my character gets significantly worse because we lose the crystal bonus, we lose damage from triangle. So the damage here can be a little bit deceptive. See, if I have to take damage in order to attack the bosses more frequently, then I could start costing myself a lot of damage output and start killing them much, much slower. I will say the whale boss is pretty low, actually, right now, so I'm doing more damage to these things than I thought that I would. I feel like this build was so close to really coming together and becoming really strong, and just never quite got there. We were just almost at the point of having enough damage to be able to clear the elite. We were almost at the point of having enough defenses to be able to like really wade into groups of enemies and get clear speed. And we just never quite managed it. But a win is a win. And unless I do something really dumb in the next 2 seconds, it looks like we have got there. So very happy, of course, to have picked up a Vagabond win. And I believe that that was my 10th random run in this series. And that puts us at 100% win rate after 10. I may be miscounting. Somebody let me know in the comments. I'll go check after this video, but I think that's right. And if not, then in the next video, I will update you as to where we are at. Let's take a quick look at our items here. So, the Scared Sausage dealt 57,000 damage, which is pretty good. Celery Tea gave us plus 80% XP gain, so we ended up with level 26. We got probably about 4 extra levels from the Celery Tea. We also had a Scar, which was probably 1 extra level. So the Celery Tea ended up working out quite well, I would say, even though it cost me a bunch of stats early. Landmines did some damage, but mostly applied Scared Sausage. Coupon saved me 200. Bag gave me 180. 18 bonus damage for only 4 HP from the Bone Dice, so they did not really do that well. They were okay, and the damage was very important. So I'm not unhappy with the decision to pick up Bone Dice, but it definitely could have worked out better. And honestly, I feel like if we had taken fewer of these marginal items, like Bone Dice, possibly like Celery Tea and that kind of thing, then my feeling that the build didn't quite come together might have been mitigated, and we could have potentially just bought stronger items and had the build actually come together. 218 healing from the goblet. That's a lot of healing. That's pretty nice. I really wish it showed you with fishhook how many items you've cursed. I know there's a mod that does that, but that should really be in the default game. It should just track that. We did end up with a bunch of late game cursed items, which were pretty fun though. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this random run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.